Okay, so we're going to use this video to show you yet another way of making pictures appear or disappear throughout your game. Okay, so for example, right now, if you look on your screen, Boron is showing up in the top left-hand corner just from the beginning of the game. And here's Argon. Okay, but what if you wanted Boron only to show up on level 2 or whatever? And so in this demo, I thought every time, I don't want Boron to show up, let's say, until we reach 3 points, till the score is 3. So we get 1 point every time Zargon goes off the screen. There's 1, and there's 2, and so right now is where we would want Boron to show up. Right now, there should be Boron. Okay, let's see if we can make that happen. So one way, and there's lots of ways of doing this, this way is using what they call Boolean variables. And Boolean variables are going to be defined up here with our other variables. We have color variables, we have number variables, we have picture variables, okay, and we have Boolean variables. Boolean variables have one of two possible values. They're great when we want to check to see if something is or isn't, does or doesn't, should or shouldn't, is or isn't, right? And that's what they're called Boolean. They're either true or they are false. Okay, so we're going to make one that is going to be used to determine whether or not we should show boron. So what a great name for a variable, show boron. Would you like boron to be showing when the game starts? I do not want him to be showing when the game starts, so let's make it false. So we're going to use this variable called show boron. We assigned it a value of false, and we're going to use that variable down below to tell the computer, hey, when that variable is false, don't show boron. When it's true, do show boron. Okay, currently the reason why it is showing boron the whole time is because if you look down at our code, in our draw code, we have this code right here. That code specifically says show boron. That's what the screen.blit command does. It shows things at an exact coordinate right there. But we don't want boron to show up the whole time, only when we reach 3 points. So what if we were to put that in there? What if we were to say, hey, let's only let this code here happen under this circumstance. If show boron ever becomes true, show it. Okay, so let's run this now. Let's see if that has any impact. What do you think is going to happen? Okay, well, it's not showing up. Okay, and I talked about how when we reach 3 points it would show up, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, nothing's happening. Well, it's not going to happen by itself on its own. We created a variable called show boron, and that variable starts out as false, as we talked about before. Show boron equals false, and we need it to change to true at a certain point in our game. Alright, so let's say every time he reaches 3 points. Alright, so let's come down here to one of our if statements, and we'll say, hey, anytime score becomes larger than 2, i.e. 3 or greater, we're going to say show boron is equal to true. Okay, show boron becomes true, which makes this command now execute because it is true, but that only happens the possibility that score is greater than 2. So let's run that and let's see if it works or not. So boron should not be showing up right now. That value is false. Okay, so if we go over here, Zargon crosses once, there's 1, there's twice, okay, and if we go a third time, boron should show up because that variable has been changed to true. Boom, there's boron because the value was changed to true right there and right there.